Rich?
Lynchy, how do you review the game from Saturday night, mate?
The same as we do every week. We've obviously pretty disappointed in the performance we dished up, and I'm sure the review will be pretty intense, and but it's nothing that we haven't created ourselves. So we'll review hard and take some real strong learnings out of it, and hopefully rectify that this week.
I know it's pretty simplistic, but obviously 6 wins to start the season,
Yep.
losses in the last 2 weeks. What's gone wrong?
I think it's obviously pretty obvious what's gone wrong. I mean, you look at our contests over the last couple of weeks in all areas of the game, just hasn't been at the level that we've set ourselves in the first 6 weeks, as you've seen. So, and probably over the last couple of years as well. It's been a real benchmark of ours, and the last 2 weeks especially, we haven't been able to dish up, on our high expectations.
How concerning is it that you've allowed sides to get on a roll? I think it was 10 unanswered goals against North, and then 9 unanswered on the weekend against Melbourne. Like, just not being able to sort of find a way to right the ship when you really need to. Yeah,
over the last 2 weeks, that has been concerning. It's usually a real strength of ours being able to, refocus and reset during games and swing back the momentum in our favour. But over the last 2 weeks we haven't been able to do that, so it's obviously concerning in that aspect. But it's something which we will obviously have to train and get better at, and hopefully we can not be in that situation again.
Don said, he doesn't worry about things if they're an event. Don't jump at shadows, which is a pretty measured way that he'd like to approach things. But he said if there's a pattern, how many events in a pattern? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I totally get what you mean, but it's one where we're obviously concerned about it. The boys are disappointed and frustrated in what we dished up, so that can only really rest on our shoulders. So we're going to have to do something about it, obviously, and roll up the sleeves and get to work. And we pride ourselves on being that contested, hard-working sort of team, and that hasn't been us the last couple of weeks.
Do you think changes might be made this week, Tommy?
Look, I'm not too sure, and that's something with the match committee has to sort out. But we've got great trust in all our guys that are able to get it done. They've been able to prove that. So I'm sure we all will be able to rebound and get back on the horse.
Scott Thompson's one player that's been spoken about. Is he someone that might add a bit of that grunt, that contested style of footy that could really help maybe Rory and a few others out in that midfield?
Yeah, look, I'm not too sure. I mean, he's obviously a warrior. He's done it. He's played that way for 300 plus games. So, he's certainly one that, and the leader of our football club, which I'm sure they'll look at. But at the same time, we, it's not just one or two players. It's all the guys that are out in the park at the minute. So, we're going to have to do something about it.
Do you buy into the school of thought that's been floating around over the last couple of days that teams have figured you out, or is it just that you haven't performed at your game plan at the level that you want?
Yeah, it's certainly we haven't performed at the level we want. I mean, we've over the last after 2 years, I'm sure everyone reviews and has opposition and analysts on us, but it's one way to know how to beat us, but then it's another way to do it, and every other team is exactly the same. So we haven't been able to get it done the last 2 weeks, and that's from a number of reasons rather than just the opposition.
Are you expecting a tough week on the track? Like, I think Don said he's going to, really work you hard this week. Are you expecting it to be pretty brutal out there?
We always train really hard with great intensity, every week, and I'm sure this week we're no different. The guys are eager to obviously turn around what we've dished up. So, and as you said before, there's a number of guys, putting their hand up for selection. So, that breeze for a big week on the track at the same time, but also guys are, pretty eager to get back out in the playing surface.
Sloan, how can you better help him out? He's copped a hammering the last couple of weeks.
No, he has, and we can certainly as a whole team, help him out more if he's getting that close tag, and it's pretty simple. We've got to help him out. We've got to stop him just getting bashed by himself all the time, and we've got to put some blocks on for him and help him for the whole 120 minutes, because he's a key part of our team. But we expect him to bounce back.
Is it more about providing that physical pressure for him to get the ball, or other midfielders actually standing up and taking the lead to win it?
Bit of both, I think. Yeah.
So at the end of the day, it's you. It's not them. Like, it's you failing to reach your standards, you failing to have the attitude that's going to give you the intensity that you need, rather than problems with game plans being worked out and stuff like that. Is that what your summary is?
My summary is, in a game of football, there's obviously two teams. You obviously review it, the fact that you're obviously we're not playing the way we want to play, but at the same time, Melbourne have played some really good football on the weekend. So I'm not saying that they've figured us out or worked out how to beat us. Every team obviously has a plan going to the game, but they played extremely well on the weekend. We played extremely poor. So you can summarise that however you like, but we played poorly, they played really well, and that was the result that came out of it. So we'll review on what we need to do better against Melbourne next time we play them, but also on how we can, in the immediate future, get better as playing our way.
And Tommy, what about you? You got through the game. There was obviously a bit of doubt about you getting in. You got through all right.
Yeah, I got through all right, but just played pretty poorly. So, be keen to get back out there and rectify that.
But no lingering effects of the.
No, I'm all good.
Tommy, a few blokes come off a pretty big injury. Sort of like JJ as well. Is there a period where it might take you a couple of weeks to get used to it, especially if he's still in a little bit of pain? As you know, like those rib sort of thing can be pretty tricky.
No, look, once you're selected and you step foot, across that white line, you're expected to play to your full potential. So, we're not going to play anyone who's going to need a couple of weeks to get themselves right. We feel like we've got a really strong list, and we trust that whoever steps out there is going to get the job done. So, if guys are using that as an excuse, then they're not going to be playing.
What about Troy Mensah? He came off the last quarter with a groin soreness. Any idea if he's?
No, he's fine. Yeah, he's fine.
I was asked about last week with the tackle that knocked you out. There's a lot of talk about swing tackles on that. Do you have a view on the tackle that got you and the wider issue? Is there? No,
not really. I didn't really remember much at the time, and don't like to really watch it back too many times. But look, they're the rules, and we've obviously. You've got to hear to them.
Was it
do you think he should have been rubbed out?
I'm not too sure. I mean, I just try to play the rules, but I was just trying to get myself right during the week, and I'm sure there was no malice, and he wasn't trying to hurt me or anything like that. He's a good guy, and hopefully he's back this week.
Do players have a clear idea though of what's a legal tackle and what's an illegal tackle?
Yep.
Lynch, is it a challenge this week to stay mentally up after the last couple of weeks? Like coming to work when you're 6-zip, it's all pretty good and you can't wait to get on the track. Now, what's the challenge like mentally to go, geez, we've been pretty badly wounded?
It's pretty easy because we've got another game of football. That's the best thing about our game. I know it gets used a lot, but we can rectify that this week and change that. Well, first and foremost, we can change it with how we train this week. Once we get out on the training track, it's the first chance we get to start playing our way again, and hopefully we can put in a good performance this week. Thanks, guys.